I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Not every web designer designs their own graphics. Yes, that's right. I said it here first. You don't have to make your own graphics in order for you to be able to make a website. They're two separate entities. Now, if you can make your own graphics, then great. Go ahead and do that. However, if you just want to be able to take graphics and put them together to arrange your website, all the better. Let me show you how. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to open up iStock Photo, the designer's dirty little secret. You go in here and you find the graphics that you need, and then you build the structure around it. So, reasonably priced. I happen to think they've got great selection. I love them quite a bit. So I have an account, and what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and make a music website, right? So let's make a music website for Los Flaming Pantalones, right? The hot pants. I don't know. It's just the first thing that came to my head. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in cool grunge, and I'm going to click on the search button. Now, once you do that, you're going to notice that there's a whole bunch of cool stuff here, and you're going to kind of look around, and you're going to say, all right, well, this is kind of what I'm looking for. Maybe this is what I'm looking for. And one of the things that immediately caught my eye once I came here was this right here. Now, I will be able to click on this and take a look at it. Rock music themed grunge banner with stars and speakers, right? I like the speaker idea. I thought that was kind of cool. So maybe this is something that I'd want to work on. Or if you're a web designer and you're going to do this for a client, maybe this is something that you want to be able to check out. Now, it's a vector image, so that's kind of cool because it can expand and contract as you see fit, and it's only about 10 credits. If you don't draw, that's very, very reasonable. So I want to try to use this. Now, could I drag from here? Possibly, but take a look. You have a section right here that says download a comp. You can download this, and that gives you a sample of the graphic for you to kind of play around with and see if you can actually use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this onto my desktop and then close this window and throw it inside of Photoshop and start working with it. So now that I have that there, I'm going to click on File, I'm going to click on New, and I'll do a 955 by 600 again, and let's call this Los Flaming Pantalones. That's the website. I'm going to hit the Enter key. That's going to open up Canvas. As soon as it does, I'll come back over here and use Move tool to drag this on top of this area and let it go. Now, let me just show you that real quick because this is something that's changed if you're using the application frame. Right now, I turned on, under the window menu, a section called Application Frame Photoshop CS4. That's why you don't see a Mac background back here. It defaults to a Photoshop background. And it also lets you do tabbed here. But if you go to the Layers panel and I try to grab this and move this over here, doesn't work. Don't know why. Doesn't work. But in order for you to be able to move something from one section to another section, you have to be in the layer that you want to move using your Move tool and just click and drag the element over to the new spot. Now it brings you over to the new document. You can let it go. It's a little finicky, I'd like to call it, but it works now. So this is going to be the graphic that I'm going to use for the background. Now, what I'll do is I'll just kind of move it over here out of the way. I'm not going to concern myself with the iStock Photo watermark because, to be honest, I really don't care. It's fine that it says iStock Photo. I'm going to put something on top of it, and I'm doing this only to be able to show this as a test. If it works, and I like it, or the client accepts it, then I'll go back and purchase it, and I'll put the real graphic over it. That's how it works. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just do a U here. And I'm going to go to the rectangle tool, and in the rectangle tool, I'll drag out a box that probably looks about this big. Now, once I have it set, I'll go ahead and remove some portions from this because, let me show you. If I come over to, let's go ahead and back up here, let's go to this layer. If I come over here, I kind of want to be able to show some of this speaker stuff through the site, right? I think it would give it a little dimension. And right now I've got a red stroke, which, well, it's all right, but doesn't really kind of show that the two graphics are kind of blending together here. I could just double click on one of these on the fill layer of that shade and kind of try to select a portion of this color of the graphic itself. Yeah, you know what? I kind of was digging this. Maybe it's a little darker. That's pretty good. Now once I have that set, I'm just going to go ahead and switch to the elliptical shape tool, and instead of drawing another shape on top of this path right here, I'm going to switch to a subtract mode. Notice this is add, this is subtract. So I could switch to subtract and then holding on the shift key. Actually, these are really odd shaped now, so I could just do this. Come over here, come to the end of the subtract, and that cut out that shape from the shape beneath it. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Come over here, and I'm still drawing it, so what I'll do is I'll hit the space bar to move it around, and then don't let go of the mouse, but let go of the space bar, and kind of get it exactly where I want. So kind of move it and get it exactly where I want it, and let it go. If that didn't work, I'll just go ahead and undo and try it again. But the key here is just to kind of reveal a portion of that graphic so that it could look pretty cool. Now, that's alright. Let's go see. Now, if I'm really trying to be particular about it, what I could do is I could just take the opacity of this and just drop it so that I can see exactly what I'm doing there. But I think that this is going to work for what I'm doing right now. Now, I need to be able to add some type. So I'm going to single click on the type tool. I'm going to come over here, and I'm using this font called Cracked, which I happen to think is pretty cool. It's on the Mac, and I'm going to call this Los Flaming Pantalones. I'm going to hit the Enter key. It doesn't appear because, well, it's under this shape layer. So I'll go ahead and I'll drag that up. And using my Move tool, I'll kind of put it right around here. Now I can go ahead and transform this, bring this over to the left a little bit, bring it down, so that it kind of mirrors that angle that we have there. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and drag out a box, and the box that I'm going to put in, I'm just going to put in About, give it a couple spaces, Music, Videos, Blog, MySpace. Because, well, every band needs MySpace these days. I'll go ahead and I'll highlight this, and I'll shrink this down just a little bit. I'm going to do Command Enter. Once I have this all set, I'm just going to go ahead and click and then drag this in here a little bit just to be able to kind of keep it at the very, very edges of this. And I'll do a Command Enter and rotate this a little bit. I'll bring it up here. That looks pretty good. Hit the Enter key. Let's try again. Now, if those bounding boxes get in the way when you're trying to transform something, just do a Command H, and you can hide them. Now it kind of lets you play this a little bit. I can enter there. Looks pretty decent. The only thing that I'm not digging is that I traced this line around it, but then by doing that, it kind of made this part right here look a little weird. So to remove this one section here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this layer and I'm going to convert it to a smart object. Having it as a smart object, I'll go ahead and I'll apply a layer mask, and using my brush, I can go back in here and let's just use a black color and paint in a portion of it. Don't want to paint in too much because I kind of want to keep that section right there. So it's just a small amount. I just want to kind of get rid of that stroke. So I'll come over here, I'll paint out some of that stroke, I'll paint out the stroke right there, and let's just go ahead and zoom in here real quick, because that iStock photo is appearing there, and I don't want to do that. I want to take out the stroke, but I don't want to take out anything else. I mean, look, it's a comp, I know it's a comp, but make it look nice. I'll show it this way, and that's fine, and I'll live with that for now. Maybe what you can do is we can even just pull this off here. No, actually, I think it looked better when it was on. Kind of traces it out. Not bad. So that gets a little bit better. Maybe even what I can do is I hold on the Option key and click on my black and white cookie, go to Levels, and add a clipping mask to this, which would then allow me to be able to kind of bring this in, make this a little darker or lighter as I need it. Once that's done, then all we really need to do from here is just kind of drag out and put some text. I gotta go get some text. So let's go ahead and go back on the web. We're gonna just open up a new tab here and just go to libsyn.org. And I need to be able to grab some, let's just grab some real text here. I'll copy from their website. I'll come back over into Photoshop. Inside of here, I'll paste. Notice that it's pasting based on that last text thing that I did. So I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to go over to my character panel. And inside of my character panel, what I'll do is I'll just reset my type. I'll go ahead and I'll switch to Arial. I'll switch this to white. And I'll go ahead and I'll make this, 10-point type for now. But Command Enter, that's kind of what this is going to look like. So now I have a concept of what this page will look like. And I can add more graphics and do some reflowing just so that I can kind of be on the safe side. Let's go ahead and actually use this as the background of a website that we're going to build. So in the next lesson, what we'll do is we'll talk about how to start getting everything ready to cut and move into a Dreamweaver layout.